Uh-huh. Had the microphone on mute. Hi. But yeah, okay. So we back. We back like we never left, as Braga would say. But yeah, like I said, like let's talk about whatever you want to talk about. Like this is not, you know what I mean? This is not dictatorship. This is not despotism or nothing like that. This is not um nah. We just here to talk. We just here to talk. So whatever you want to talk about, like let me know. Let me know. You know, and then we can get cracking. But you know, I mean I could talk about whatever, you know. I think we were talking we were talking about studios and like who like a studio that we would want to animate the Promised Neverland and do all that stuff. Like I definitely think yeah, Bones would be really good. Bones is very good about really maintaining like the art style from the manga and like just like kind of bringing it to life. Like they did a like phenomenal job with My Hero Academia and stuff like that. So, but Madhouse is also like phenomenal too, right? Like they're like, you know, sort of big names. I think like some other animation companies aren't like the best at doing like weekly Shonen Jump just because either they're like terrible or they do like too much. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't want like the animation company that does like the Fate series, something like that. Yeah, like I wouldn't want them to like do anything like that because like they're just not they do their own thing. They roll their own way. But like David Production, like they did a great job. I believe they animated JoJo, right? Like they did like a phenomenal job with that. That's probably at least from what I've seen, like the best manga to anime adaptation. Like holy shit. Like they did a phenomenal job with that. Like they really captured the essence of the JoJo manga. They did it. I can't say enough about that. But let's see. The Promised Neverland should get the Black Clover treatment where it gets 51 episodes. Yeah. Like I feel like that's why I said like the summer or maybe the fall of 2018 because at that point they should have enough material to really do 51 episodes like without doing too much, you know what I mean, like with like where they still have material for like the next like chunk of episodes or something like that. I don't want Toei Animation is Studio Cloud. Yo. Yo, facts. Toei and Studio Period, like, oh my god. I will say this. I feel like one thing that kind of gets on my nerves are individuals who try to defend like really intense, capitalism. You know what I mean? Like they're like right, like clearly like right, like there's a way in which like right, like free market like the ideal of like there was like an optimistic idea of like what free market capitalism should was supposed to be, right, in terms of freedom to private business own business, things like that, and all that shit. But like these studios, like I mean, like especially Toei, like a Toei Studio Period, like right, like the bigger the studio and that shit, like the worse like the individuals that are working at those studios are treated in some ways. You know what I mean? Like it's not all the time, but just like, bruh, yeah, like and I see tons of videos supporting like support the industry, to, keep this shit going. You gotta support them because if you don't, bad things will happen. You won't get the shit that you want to get. And I'm like, bro, like there is a way in which like you need change. Like you need to look at the infrastructure of these particular entities and say like, hey, this is a problem. This is a problem. Like, come on, man. Like it's like this is basic like common sense shit. right? But like you have individuals who are on YouTube who will profess, oh, I'm not getting paid. People aren't telling me nothing, and maybe they aren't telling you anything, but like clearly there are individuals who, right, there are entities who are helping you, who are putting your brand out there, who are, you know, lifting your brand up, and like you have an incentive. It doesn't matter if you get paid or not. You have an incentive to support these particular industries because these industries are inadvertently maybe or are actually fiscally supporting you. It's like, come on, you know, do not come to me telling me, oh, you got to support Toei because Toei is doing this thing. They're giving you this you know, they're giving you these what you call it, like these like this product or whatever, and like you watch this product, you love this product, blah blah blah. Therefore, you know, you should support this industry. I'm like no. Like you are simplifying something that is actually particularly complex in a way like that you need to critique it. Like it's like this is not hard. You know what I mean? This is it. Like maybe it is hard if they those particular industries are supporting you in some way, and so you can't really critique them in the way that you would like. But I've seen tons of videos that like have done like a pretty decent job at saying like, yo, like these industries need to be critiqued. Here are the ways in which I'm critiquing them. And you know, like, and some people I might disagree with most of the time on things, but when it comes to like critiquing the industry, there are a lot of really good points out there. That's just me. That's just how I feel about it. You know, and like I'm not gonna like go around doing like a crazy video or anything like that, just because like I like right now I don't have the time. Right, so I wouldn't do that, but like, yeah, like Toei, right? Like, I do think that like, right, like, yeah, like you like at the very least, you want a studio to just like take care of, you know, doing a good, right, or like at least or a great adaptation of a popular series at the very least, right? You know, it's like, and I understand, like, you know, it's like, yeah, they want to make money, and like, I get it, but at the same time, you have to, right, like, you have to figure out, like, why are there so many, why are there so many issues, with like your particular organization or company or whatever, or your animation company, and like, how do you fix those issues, in a way that like both supports, like, right, like that, like in a synergetic, right, like, right, that like one that supports, right, the workers, but also supports like the that also supports the industry, that also supports you know, that the organization, the entity, right, the or whatever, as well as like the mangaka, right, like it's like, and the assistants and all that shit. So like how, like we need to have conversations about how we can move towards being better, as opposed to sort of like conversations that are very much, or at least that's what I've seen, like that are very much so interested in like maintaining a particular status, capitalist status quo, which I get, like I get it, like it would be very difficult to do, to run this, like at least like right now, right, or even in the next, like honestly, like the next like 50 or 100 years, something like that. It'd be very difficult to switch from like one, like, you know, business model to like another business model, or whatever, right? So I get it. Yo, Trent Money was good. Shouts out to Kai. Shouts out to Professor Poker Geek. Shouts out to Joseph Logan. All y'all here. Yo, but like, yeah, like I mean, like, yo, like Studio Clown. I mean, I'm gonna think about it. Like, I'm gonna keep calling him Studio Clown from now on. That's so funny. I love that. They're making Boruto, like the Boruto anime has potential, but yeah, but like, right, but they understand, like, right, but like the entity that is Boruto has like, or already has like an established like fan base, like, right, like, because Boruto isn't necessarily even the anime, but it's the character. That character is connected to already massive like entity in Naruto. So like this studio, like they're gonna treat it like in a similar way, right? Just because of that connection, and they feel like, oh well, like, we treat like Boruto the way that we treated Naruto, you know, we'll have like similar results, and like they're fine with those similar results. But like, you know, how do we like again, like how do we have conversations where, you know, the studio is like one, like there's like a few things, right, like where the studio does like better in terms of like, paying their workers better, giving them better benefits, things of that nature. In instituting incentives for the workers, right, to create better content, but also just like spaces where they can do that comfortably. You know what I mean? It's like this is hard work. Like so it's like, like there are problems all over the place, but like it always comes back to the how the organization chooses to engage with free market capitalist system. Like that's like that. It always comes back to that. That's how it is. That's how it is for me. But yeah, Studio Clown. I mean, like that's the only. That's how. That's like Toei. Like we need to figure out some name for Toei too. You know what I mean? Like it's some bullshit. There's a lot of bullshit going on. And I've seen like a lot of bullshit arguments. But the only reason I guess like I don't necessarily engage is just because like one, like there's a lot of like time and energy that goes into figuring out like the economic like makeup of Japan, and then like the Japanese like anime and manga industries, right? And just all that stuff. Yeah, I mean there are a lot of YouTubers that like I generally it's not even so much that I dislike necessarily that I dislike them as people. There are definitely some where like they definitely like put themselves out there as like who they are, period. And I generally dislike them. That's like a thing. Like and it's fine. Like I think sometimes people will be like, oh well, if you dislike this person, you're gonna burn this bridge, blah blah blah. And I'm like, a lot of people need to understand that like one, there are a lot of people like already in this community that like all y'all are great. You know what I mean? Like I have great conversations with all y'all. Like I don't really have like any issues or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like there was like that one conversation with Ty, but then Ty like explained like what that was, and then I was like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? So Ty, like I'm cool. Like Ty's cool. Like whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's not a big deal. But like I already have like this circle, right? Like this like space. So for me, like someone, let's say like a Devil Floor anime, like I don't like a person like Devil Floor anime. Like there's like a lot of like shady shit that comes with him. He seems like a shady individual just because of like the way he conducts himself on YouTube and the way that he talks about like his personal life in some ways on YouTube and talks about other individuals on YouTube. That's not someone that I want to like converse with or have a discussion with or anything like that. It doesn't behoove me to go about like trying to set that up because like it doesn't make sense. But Professor Poker Geek, like Kubo Tite's stopped working with Studio Clown because they were I mean like they were really they were really fucking with this. Like that whole situation was a mess. I think you know what I mean? Like in a lot of ways, like right, like both those the manga and anime entities really. Right, like they both fuck with Kubo in different ways, right? And that doesn't necessarily have anything. Like it may have something to do with how he decided to go about with the story, storyboards and stuff like that, and everything like that, and the plot and everything. But maybe not. I'm not sure. But outside of the fact of critiquing the work itself, like clearly, like the studio, like the studios fuck with the story, the progression of it, as opposed to the manga, and like that creates like narratives where we're blaming like a mangaka or an artist or right like or duo or whatever for shit that like isn't in their control even. You know what I mean? So like for me, like I can't look at the Bleach anime and be like, oh, like Kubo shit because this is what I saw in the Bleach anime. It's like that's like an ill-informed opinion. You know what I mean? Like and sometimes it's willful ignorance. Sometimes you see people who understand that and they'll still say some shit like that. And it's like, it's whatever. They really do though. They really do. I mean, and that's the thing, right? It's like, and they're not going to stop milking because there are systems in place, right? Economic, social systems in place that not only allow them to do that, but foster that right milking, right? So like that's a deal. And like yes, like there are clear like differences in terms of like right culturally, economically, between like say like the United States and Japan and other countries and everything like that. But like there's always like a particular baseline, right, when it comes to you know, how we critique you know, particular like interactions between like entities and producers and consumers and everything like that, right? Like so, you know, that's what Studio Clown's doing. I'm gonna keep calling him Studio Clown because I love that. I love that. I really do. I really do love that. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure no one in the community likes Double Four Anime. Maybe there are people that do, but they're probably people that are disliked as well. I mean, look, like you got like one thing that I've really learned, like just so y'all know, like I'm 29. I'm 29 years old, right? And like one thing that I've learned, like just like in my 29 years of living, is you really have to be you know, cognizant of who you roll with, who you decide to associate with, who you decide to like, you know, even just be around, right? This is just like, you know, in terms of like how you're viewed and just like how you view yourself and everything like that, how comfortable you feel. You know what I mean? Like it's like yo, you know, like I would never roll with like someone like a Double Four Anime because like clearly like the guy like doesn't get a lot of things. Clearly has not necessarily experienced particular things, hasn't thought about how his actions affect his affect his bottom line, because to me it's very clear that like this is one of the ways in which like he probably makes money. Like this seems to be like kind of a career for him or a job or whatever. You know what I mean? So like, dude, like you can't like like some people will be like, oh, you know, bad press, like any press is good press, and it's like, yeah, maybe like in certain situations that's a very situational thing, but like if you're pulling a lot of bullshit, like it's gonna come back to bite you in the ass. Like, you know what I mean? Like I've experienced like that. Like I'm pretty sure he's experienced that. But also Kishimoto's new assistant is messing with the series Boruto. I hate when you copy and paste. Yeah, I mean like this is not I mean, I don't know how much like what's the word I'm looking for? It's not impact, but like input, right? I don't know how much input Kishimoto has on Boruto. I really don't. I haven't followed Boruto at all. Like, no, that's a lie. I wouldn't say I haven't followed it at all, but yeah, I'm right. It's like Boruto does not have like a particular like the thing that I think that is missing from Boruto is like usually when you have a main like a Weekly Shonen Jump protagonist, right? Usually there is a sort of like gravitas, right? Like there's like an aura or whatever you want to call it, like a feel, something that is exuded from them, right? Like so that's what like this is like characters like Soma from Food Wars, aka Shokugeki no Soma, you know, Naruto, Luffy, Gon, Gintama, Gintoki, you know what I mean? Like certain characters like Emma, right? Like certain characters have that. Boruto doesn't have that. Like when I look at Boruto, I'm just like, I'm underwhelmed. Like I'm not interested in like, I'm not really interested in his development. I'm not interested in what he has to say. I'm not looking out for anything that Boruto is doing. You know, and it's kind of sad, right? Because like I think like in some ways Boruto could have been like a better protagonist, a character than Naruto in some ways, right? But you know, it's like you said, like, come on. I don't know. I have no idea when One Punch Man season 2 is coming out. I really don't. I really don't know. I'm not looking out for it. One, because like I said, like again, like I'm mainly a manga reader. So when an anime comes out and everything like that, like I'm not like, you know, scouring the websites and everything like that. That's what I do for manga. But but I don't know. I mean, One Punch Man season 2, I mean, I guess like because like they shifted companies, right? Because Madhouse was doing One Punch Man season 2, and then they switched. I can't remember the company that picked up One Punch Man season 2, But yeah, you know, I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure at all. But I love the manga. The One Punch Man manga is fantastic. The one that Murata is drawing, like that one's phenomenal, and the original is like fantastic. Like I love that. I love like gag manga. I love like that gag. I love that gag manga feel. The art, the jokes, everything like that. It's good shit. You know, very like Doctor Slumpish in some ways. But yeah, Golem Hearts. Yeah, I gotta check out Golem Hearts. I might do a live reaction to that. Sometime either tomorrow, depends, like because I know I have plans like to go somewhere tomorrow with my fiance, so I'll see, but Golem Hearts I will check out. I'll read the chapters that are out. I've checked out what you call, there's some other manga, Full Drive, the ping pong manga. I had a discussion with someone that I talked to on Twitter, and she was basically like, you know, like it could be better, and I agree, it could be better. But I like where it's going, but it could definitely be better, you know. Also, Studio Clown is doing One Punch Man manga. Nah, you know, look, I always give companies a chance. Like I'm gonna give you a chance because like if you haven't produced the thing that I want to see yet, like I'm gonna give you a chance to like, you know, throw out some episodes, and if they're like shit, then I'm like, yo, they shit. Don't touch the series again. Don't touch anything else. You know, like you know, not anything else, but like don't, please, like just give the series to someone else. But you know, we'll see what happens. Kaido over Big Mom. You didn't Dragon Ball Super manga. I haven't read chapter 30 yet of the Dragon Ball Super manga. So I'm looking forward to that. But the manga has been like great. The manga has been like far superior to the anime. I mean, the anime, I'm looking out for that because, you know, like sometimes it's like it's entertaining, right? Like I see it as entertainment. I'm not like trying to have super in-depth conversations about it. You can have conversations about it, but I mean, in no way is like Dragon Ball Super anime in terms of like right, like the story, plot, writing, and art, right? Like in no way is it like superior, right? The animation, of course, is superior because the manga is not animated, right? It's a fucking manga, right? So yeah, but like outside of that, nah. But let me see. Dragon Ball Super. No. Kaido over Big Mom. Yeah, probably. I mean, like if we're thinking about it, I mean, like Big Mom was like, you know, you ain't gonna fuck with Kaido. You ain't fucking with that thing, right? So I think at some level, Big Mom's like in a one-on-one battle. I'm pretty sure that in a one-on-one battle, Kaido would probably take out at least Big Mom. Yeah, at least Big Mom. Right? But who knows? You know what I mean? Like, there's a reason why the Yonko have like their territories and are kind of like, you know, averse to fighting one another in some ways, or maybe they have fought one another at some point, right? Like, because you know, so I don't know. I'm not necessarily sure. I do think that Kaido would beat Big Mom. It'd be like a really intense battle, and like Kaido would probably like, you know, suffer like some intense injuries and shit like that. But I do think that Kaido over Big Mom. In terms of like who I like more, I love Big Mom. I love Big Mom. She's one of my favorite characters. So in terms of personal preference, I prefer Big Mom to Kaido. What are your thoughts on Hunter x Hunter Yu Hakusho? First, I'm gonna get to Professor Pokegeek's question about Future Trunks arc. I read the Future Trunks arc, and it was great. It was definitely like darker than like Dragon Ball standards, just because, right? Like it had that really interesting feel. Yeah. Mai is really cool. Mai's a cool character. I think like, yeah, like it had like you know, because she's from she originated in the Dragon Ball and everything like that. She was cool, definitely, like, because like she was like a fucking survivor, you know what I mean? Yeah, had no ki, no ability to like fly, do anything of that shit, but just a fucking survivor. You gotta appreciate characters like that. just like, yo, fuck it. You know what I mean? To you know what I mean? Like, so I appreciate characters like that. In terms of what are we looking at? Future Trunks arc. Yeah, I love the Future Trunks arc in the manga, like because like there wasn't really like a cop out, even though the Deus Ex Machina was set up earlier, right? With with Zeno-chan. So like we understood that at some point that was going to be at least a part of the solution to the like Zamasu issue, right? And I believe in the manga, like that was like the solution. It was like they didn't know what the fuck to do to beat Zamasu, because like he had reached like Aizen status, right? In a way in which like there was no real way to like kill him necessarily, so they had to eradicate him from existence. like that was set up. That's what I appreciate about the manga. In the manga, it felt more like that was a setup. Like it was like, we know this is what's going to happen, but you know, the battles and the way that they would play out were interesting because it was more about the growth for Vegeta and Goku than it was about like moving like a story or anything like that. You know, like even Vegeta and even Goku were sad as hell that they were friends with Krillin. Yeah, like I was like, oh shit, you know. But let me see. Let me get to what are your thoughts on Hunter x Hunter and Yu Yu Hakusho? I love Hunter x Hunter. I love Yu Yu Hakusho. Both of them are phenomenal. And both of them are phenomenal for different reasons. I think I love, like, if I were to take Yu Yu Hakusho over Hunter x Hunter, I'd take Yu Yu Hakusho over Hunter x Hunter, just because I think the dynamics of the characters and their interactions, and Yu Yu Hakusho deals with more in that way in terms of characters, in terms of what am I looking for? Shit. In terms of motivations, right? Like they just did more. Like Yu Yu Hakusho just did more in that way, like in a great way, right? Like I feel like Togashi like was able to like deal with like questions of like legitimate relationships, right? Like romantic relationships, friendships, like in some ways, right? And how those affected like the decisions of like, you know, like big ass like characters, you know what I mean? Like in Hunter x Hunter, that's there, like in terms of like the effects of like character interactions and character motivations on like story as a whole, but it's less like it's not as nuanced, I think. You know what I mean? Partly because like Hunter x Hunter is kind of like, I don't even know what kind of story. Like I don't even know. Like it's a story, but like it's such a general story that like things just kind of happen, you know. And like yes, it has to do with like characters and certain types of interactions, but it's more like, but it's still also like right with Gon, it's like I'm looking for my father. Like that's like the general thing of it. So like everything that's happening with Gon and people that are generally attached to Gon, like outside of like Kurapika, right? Like are right in terms of like main protagonists, like are affected by Gon's desire to find his father, right? Like Killua, even Hisoka to an extent, right? Because Hisoka is like attached to Gon because like at the beginning, because he's following him, he wants to see how he progresses, stuff like that. He even follows him to the Heavens Arena, right? So like there's a way in which like even then, you know, Hisoka is even like sort of at the whim of Gon's desire to find his father. But with Yu Yu Hakusho, we get like, you know what I mean? Like Keiko and Yusuke, that's like a legitimate like relationship that is developed in like very subtle ways. And I love that, right? And you see all these other relationships that are developed, right? Kubara and Yukina, whatchamacallit, Shizuru and I can't remember the fucking guy's name. The dude in the suit at the Dark Tournament who was like, you know, the extreme gambler who clearly had like some psychological like issues. You know what I mean? Even that little tiny relationship had more depth than like a lot of the relationships in Hunter x Hunter. You know what I mean? Because it was such a complicated like mixture of like feelings, of romantic feelings, and like, you know what I mean? Like I really love that. Uh, Sensui and Itsuki, like that's like, where in Hunter x Hunter do you see anything remotely close to the relationship between Sensui and Itsuki? You know, if you could point that out to me, no, Meruem and Komugi. Okay. I would say that. And like in terms of like a romantic relationship, right? Because that shit was romantic as fuck. I don't care. Anybody want to argue wants to argue against me that like Sensui and Itsuki weren't like romantically? Please do. Like I can set up another stream to do that. It's not gonna be in this stream because I want to answer all these questions that are coming up. But yeah, I mean, I don't like, and even then, like I still feel like Sensui and Itsuki's relationship was a little bit, not even more complex, but like I guess it was no, fuck it. It was on the same level in some ways. Okay, but let me see. What is your favorite manga? That's hard. I don't know. Inuyashiki anime. I haven't seen it yet, but I want to check it out. I've heard good things. I've heard really good things about it. I don't know if I'll do live stream reactions to it because anime is way more like time consuming. And honestly, like unless it's like on a weekend, maybe like if it's like a Saturday or something like that, I might do a live stream for. Maybe I'll do live streams for like certain anime that you want me to check out on Saturdays. But I'll see. You know, I'm not gonna make any promises, but that's something I'll think about because I really do want to do like live stream for like manga. But I'll see. My favorite manga, I have no fucking idea. Oh, I know. There's a manga called The World of Kai, I believe it's called, and it's also called Piano no Mori. I love that fucking manga. That like right, and this doesn't mean it's the best manga in terms of quality or anything like that, but Piano no Mori is probably, yeah, no, it definitely is my favorite, and it's my favorite manga of all time. I think they're actually about trying to produce an anime adaptation to it. There's a movie in Japanese that follows sort of like the first arc of that manga. It's phenomenal. It's a phenomenal manga. It does a lot of things really well. And I love that it really doesn't try to do anything that's not natural to its story and its characters and things of that nature. But basically it's about two kids, Amamiya and Kai. And both of them, well, Amamiya is like he's probably also like a prodigy in some ways, right? Like because he's a child, he plays piano, like he's been trained technically since he was like very little. He's like a typical like East Asian kid who like, had parents that were like, yo, you're gonna play an instrument. And it's probably gonna be the violin or the cello. It's either gonna be a string instrument or it's gonna be piano. You know what I mean? Like it's like that. Like, and like he's been like, trained, like, and his father's also a pianist, right? And like he is probably like the best, like in terms of like in Japan, like in terms of like being able to play the piano, like technically, right? But then he meets Kai, and Kai is like from like the red light district in Japan, I believe, like in Kyoto, Japan, and like he's just like next level. You know what I mean? Like a savant. Like just like he has the ability to like play in a way that reaches like your heart. You know what I mean? Like he's got that it factor, and he's just very, very like good. Like he just has like a natural ability to like enter the hearts of listeners. And this is something that like it at once creates tension between Kai and Amamiya, but also brings them together as friends. And it's really interesting to watch their respective growths, throughout the series. It's just like, it's a phenomenal manga. I love it to death. I don't want to tell you anything else that happens, but it's like, it's so good. The art is great. There are points where the art just really knocks your socks off, and points where it's just like, you know, good. But it's my favorite manga. My favorite manga of all time. All time. Let me see what else we got. Yeah, Goku has got some character development from this arc. Yeah, I will say this. There are some things where I like there's like, and I said this in another video like a while ago, like months ago. There's character development, right? Like where yeah, things happen, a character learns, you know, learn things, character grows as a person, and things of that nature. And then there's like, right, there's like meh quality development, and then there's whoa quality development, right? There are differences, like, right, there are levels of quality development. This is something that I think like some people are just, oh, character development is character development. No. There are like levels to this shit. You know what I mean? Like, let's say like you were like the Dragon Ball Super anime, right? Some people are like, oh, Master Roshi got character development because he was able to suppress his urges, right? In terms of like woman, and he grew and he earned the respect of Beerus and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, that's like meh quality development. That's kind of how I feel about it, right? Like, if like I'm trying to think like really, really on point quality character development is like the progression of Piccolo, particularly, and Vegeta, right? But particularly Piccolo. I think Piccolo has gotten has gotten quality character development in terms of like, if we were looking at like Dragon Ball and like from Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Super, what's the Dragon Ball Z? Because I don't think Piccolo gets a lot of character development in Super. He's kind of just like what he is now. But like Vegeta, even Gohan, right? When Gohan goes Super Saiyan 2, that's like one of the best moments of Dragon Ball Z, because we have seen, we've tracked his character development, right? Quality character development is something that happens over a prolonged period of time for me, right? So when you see that moment where like there's a shift in a character, personality-wise, emotionally wise, things of that nature, like if it just happens like, and it's like, oh, whatever, like that's like meh quality character development, because like it doesn't happen in like an organic sort of way. But like when you see that prolonged character development, like that Gohan got in Dragon Ball Z, that Piccolo got in Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, I would say the first half of Dragon Ball Z, right? Like that's good shit. That's not to say that's like the best shit ever. I'm just saying like in the realm of Dragon Ball, in the Dragon Ball franchise, Piccolo, to a lesser extent Vegeta in some ways, right? And not that much lesser, like right, but like I think Piccolo is a bit better because of his interactions with certain characters and things of that nature. And because Piccolo had Dragon Ball, had a chunk of Dragon Ball, right, to develop in that way. So and Gohan, right? So that's how I feel about that. Yeah, like Cell, right? Like Goku Black is definitely a better villain than Cell. Cell's kind of boring. Like Cell's like most of the villains in Dragon Ball Z are pretty boring, right? Majin Buu is a boring villain. Like in terms of like if you're thinking about like, you know, quality, like a quality character or antagonist, boring. Majin Buu's boring. Right? Because Majin Buu really like reveals like the weak points of Toriyama's writing at that point, and maybe the editor, right, and the editor's ability to like push Toriyama in the right direction, or maybe the editor's ability to push Toriyama in the wrong direction, right? So, because Majin Buu is like, all he reveals is that like, you know, these characters like one aren't necessarily strong enough to beat him on their own, but also that they're not used to dealing with villains that that actually enact a plan to destroy all life on the planet, and even more so in the universe. So like he really exposes the Z fighters, I think, and the Kais, right, and the Supreme Kais and all the Kais, right. So right, so he's not like a great villain that way, just because like all he does is reveal that like the writing's weak, right. Cell is also kind of a similar thing, right. It's like, you know, all of a sudden Cell wants to like host his games, and like, yeah, he's arrogant and stuff like that. But it's just like, what, like, Yeah, Cell's narcissistic. Okay. Like it's not, it doesn't push hard enough. It's like he does the Cell games, which are basically just Gohan and Goku fighting, right? Like then they could have did that without the tournament. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, and then they end up blowing up the ring. It's just a really contrived, like nonsensical like thing. So that's kind of how I feel about like Cell. Like Cell's a trash, he's a trash villain. I think a lot of people love Cell. One, because of nostalgia, but two, because like he embodies he embodies characters that they like. Right. So there's a almost like perverse way in which like almost even Toriyama sort of exposes like fans of Cell because they're really fans of other characters like Vegeta and Frieza and Goku, right? And to a lesser extent Piccolo, right? So like Cell is really like in a lot of ways I think Cell works in a similar way to Xenochan, right? Because I've seen people say this a lot, and like I think it's very obvious that right, that Xenochan, right, is a character that is representative of the fan base. That's like, to me, that's like fucking like that's pretty obvious. Like um yeah, I mean I think it's really straightforward, right? Like the way he acts is the way that like juvenile fans act, right? And I say juvenile because like because like there are a lot of fans like of Dragon Ball Super who don't necessarily act like that. But I think that Xenochan really represents like a core juvenile like part of the fan base, or at least the part of the fan base like at the core of our like fandom, right? Like that is really just looking for particular things, right? Like Zeno is a fan of any and all things that are interesting. And that's really how we are as like Dragon Ball Super fans. So I mean, like I think that's very straightforward. I think like that's something that like Toriyama has been doing like from the fucking beginning with Xenochan. But it was better seen like right with the tournament and like with the preliminary battle to the Tournament of Power, right? Like, though that's how I feel about Xenochan, and I love it. I think it's funny because Toriyama is like clearly like trolling. He's just like, y'all fans, man. Some of y'all fans, not all of you, but like some of y'all fans like are like actually like this, right? Like, so I think Toriyama's trolling in some ways with Xenochan. And I love it. I love him as a character. I think Xenochan is probably my favorite. No, my second favorite character out of Dragon Ball Super. My favorite character is Whis. I love Whis. Whis is phenomenal. He's also a troll, and I love that. So yeah. But let's see what else we got. Like Orihime. I don't care about that. I don't care about like dick and everything like that. Sorry. But how did Chad become a boxer? I don't know. Ichigo works in his dad's clinic. Orihime and Ichigo has a son. Bleach was definitely like part of my I wouldn't even say like my childhood so much as like my early adulthood, right? Because like I definitely like no, I would say childhood because I got into Bleach like when I was like 16, 15. Yeah, I would say 16. And I love that at first. I will say the Soul Society arc is a great arc. I think people that like that would discount the Soul Society arc like are ridiculous. We can have that conversation again. And I think the Espada arc could have been phenomenal. It could have been so good. But maybe it was the editors, maybe it was maybe it was Kubo, but like it just dropped the ball on that. You know what I mean? Like there were just certain things that just seemed odd, like Ulquiorra's character. He could have been phenomenal. He had the makings to be phenomenal. He really did. And then I don't know. What was going on between him and Orihime? That wasn't really explained. That wasn't explained very well. It just seemed like an odd relationship. Like I don't even call it a relationship, really. He just talk, and Orihime would listen. Maybe not even listen. It was just weird. I think like maybe Kubo didn't have enough time to do that. Maybe the editors were pushing him to get to the battles and stuff like that. But I don't know. I feel like if that arc was particularly well done, I think the rest of Bleach would have been pretty good. But I mean but again, like right, like that arc, like to me, like that arc is a signifier of the problems that Kubo had with his own series and the editor had with the series. I miss Bleach, Child. Yeah, okay. Kubo today stopped the live action Bleach. Yeah, all right. Me personally, I'm not a fan of live action movies. Of anime, and sometimes manga. I guess I'm not a fan. It ain't for me. You know, it ain't for me. That's just not. It's not like right. Like it's not for me. And I don't think we're there yet where we can have a really quality adaptation. I mean, I don't think that like not a, but like many quality adaptations, right? Because I don't think there are a lot of them. But that's just me. That's my opinion, right? So maybe there might be other people who are like, oh, I love these adaptations. I love a lot of them. So a lot of that is opinion, but that's just how I feel. I am gonna be right back. But if you guys want to keep talking about anything else, let me know. Like what else you want to talk about? All right, I'm just gonna turn the camera and the microphone off. I'm gonna be right back. All right, I'm back, y'all. Yeah, you said Kubo loves his series, but his editor kept on rushing him. Yeah, I like, right. Yeah, he should have stopped. Yeah, he's smart man. He definitely should have stopped that live action movie. Right, like it's just like you have to sort of understand, like, right, like some people are like, oh, you got to do anything and everything to be able to be creative, and well, not to be creative, but to do whatever like you want in terms of like your in terms of like your creative visions, right? But you also have to understand like what you want, or what you're willing to accept in terms of like your quality of life, right? So if he let that movie come out, he probably would have gotten death threats. He might have gotten like some crazy shit sent to his house. You know what I mean? Like you have to like really navigate that shit. It's really easy to say what particular individuals should do in terms of like creative choices and things of that nature, like especially when they have like a high level of celebrity, right? But it's you know, you kind of also have to understand like these people like are a bit more vulnerable in some ways, right? So that's kind of how I feel about it. For Kuba to be like, hey, like, stop that. That's a smart move. It's a smart move. And yeah, I mean, his editor probably did rush him. Like that's how it felt, right? Because Soul Society was very good. I think like right, like he had some great ideas. Like he handled that arc superbly. I don't think again, I really don't think that there are people on YouTube that can like actively be like the Bleach arc like was shit. I mean, if you're saying that, you're either right, like either you're you honestly just did not like Bleach as a whole, or you're lying, or you're being willfully ignorant as to the great aspects of the Bleach manga / anime. So at least in terms of the Soul Society arc, right? So that's kind of how I feel about that. But what else? Throw anything else at me. I'm good to go. Yeah. And you can ask me about, and you all can ask me about anything. Not anything, but like, like most things, like, like I'm good. Either that or was it like 5:05? What I might do is I might go grab something to eat, and then later on starts a Kingdom stream. So, because I do want to get to that today. All right, so that was cool. Like I got to talk about a lot of things. I might do this because like Dustin reacts, right? Like Dustin does like a great series where he's like, what happened this week and stuff like that. I might not do anything like that exactly, but it might be like, like it'll just be like, what do y'all want to talk about or something like that. I think Dustin does something similar to that too. But it might be something like that. Wait, I just just recently found you from Brago's stream. I was looking through your vids and saw you catching up to Kingdom. I went, yeah. Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna. I definitely want to do a Kingdom stream today. So what I'm probably going to do, Darkside, I'm actually gonna make some of y'all moderators. Hold on, let me do that. Boki, you are a moderator. And Darkside, you will also be a moderator. Okay. Who else is not a moderator that I have? Oh, Kai, of course. Kai, I gotta make you a moderator. And moderator. Who else is not a moderator? Trent Money, of course. Trent Money's got to be a moderator. You know this. Yeah, I think I got everybody. Okay, cool. Yeah, so like, yeah, I'm gonna do a Kingdom stream a bit later. Nah, no problem, man. I got you. But I'm gonna do a Kingdom stream later, probably around like 7 p.m. Eastern time. So whatever time that is for you, that's when I'm gonna start doing it. That way, you can like watch me read Kingdom until like the Dragon Ball Super anime comes out. If you watch that, what's going on, man? It's good. Yeah. I'm gonna do the Kingdom stream at 7. So I'm gonna start that up like in 2 hours. So I'm gonna do that, maybe an hour and a half, depending on like how long it takes me to like make food and eat it, and then like rest for a little bit. But definitely by at 7. At the latest, I'll start at 7. Or at the earliest, I'll start. At the latest, I'll start at 7. Definitely. So look out for that. I also got to make you a moderator. Definitely come through for the Kingdom Greatness, man. I'm trying to remember where I'm at. Like I'll be able to remember once I go on the site. But feel free to come through. And Shark the Dank. Oh, share the dank dank memes. One of my little brothers, he loves dank memes, yo. Like he's always posting like about dank memes. Hype chapters. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. I mean, I'm looking forward to Kingdom. Like I really do love Kingdom. Like at this point, it's gonna be really good. You know, I'm really looking forward to it. And like it's already like done a lot of things that like I really love about just like good manga, right? Just like quality manga. Like so okay, so I'm gonna end the stream here and I'm gonna go get something to eat. That way I am nice and fed and you know feeling good. And when I get into the Kingdom stream, like I'm gonna be able to go for a while. That Kingdom stream is definitely gonna be a good hour and 30 minutes. Definitely at least. Might be 2, you know, so we'll see. So from like 7 to like 9. So like from 7 to like the when Dragon Ball Super comes out or whatever. All right. So I'm Black Manga Critic and I'm out.